Kathy Balistrieri. He's a financial management major from Linfield, Massachusetts. Drew Balistrieri. Number 48, walking with his parents, Michael and Cecilia Bouchard. He's a global business and economic major from East Meadow, New York, Justin Bouchard. Number 34 is walking with his parents, Maria and Mark Kaplan, and his brother Tristan and Uncle Z and Alexia. He's a marketing major from Hopatcong, New Jersey, Brandon Kaplan. Number 32, walking with his parents, Thomasina Schwartz and James Connell. He's a business major from Orangeburg, New Jersey, Charlie Connell. Number 30, walking with his parents, Pamela and Angela DeSanto. His brothers, Michael and Joey. He's a business major from North Reading, Massachusetts, Angelo DeSanto. Number 26, walking with his parents, Kathy and John Farrell, and siblings Jack and Casey. He's a business major from Cumberland, Rhode Island, Ryan Farrell. Number 24, walking with his parents, Lori and Chris Femmel. He's siblings Jack, Alex, and Jesse. He's a business administration major from Shoreham, New York, Kyle Femmel. Number 2, walking with his parents, Sam and Nora Garcia. He's a business major from Woodcliff Lake, New Jersey, Nick Garcia. Number 6, walking with his parents, Ellen and Jake Yalfie, and twin sister, Maya. He's an administration of justice major from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, Jack Yalfie. Number 19, walking with his parents, Pamela and Steve Klaus. He's an administration of justice major from Freeport, New York, Stephen Klaus. Number 82, walking with his parents, Lisa and Kevin Watton. He's a business major from Washington Township, New Jersey, Ryan Watton. Number 4, walking with his mother, Amy Tierney, stepdad Steve Tierney, and his siblings Dylan and Brooke. Not walking with his parents, with his father Ronnie and stepmother Jessica and siblings Max and Madeline. Business major, Foxborough, Massachusetts, Ronnie Martin. Number 65, walking with his mother, Ellen McGordery, and sister Charlotte, stepfather Fred, and brothers. He's a finance major from East Northport, New York, Pat McGrady. Number 14, walking with his parents, Sheila and Dan Nastasi, his brother Anthony. He's a business administration major from River Edge, New Jersey, Dan Nastasi. Number 22, walking with his parents, Trish and Larry Nestor. His grandparents, Tom and Esther Tanis. He's a business major from Danvers, Massachusetts, Mike Nestor. Number 3, walking with his parents, Melanie Gregg and Greg Noons. He's an administration of justice major from Attleboro, Massachusetts, Brandon Noons. Number 13, walking with his mother, Tiffany Collins, and sister Elise, and brothers Elias and Christian. He's a business administration major from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, Hayden Pereira. Number 5, walking with his parents, Mary and Bill Colucci, his sister Ashley and Kayla, and brother Billy, and nephew Matthew, and uncle Mike. He's an accounting major from Hopkinton, Massachusetts, Nick Colucci. Number 7, walking with his parents, Jaswan Carr and Jaswan Singh, and Miles Singh. He's an accounting major from Arlington, Massachusetts, Suki Singh.
I'm going to save mine for the second quarter. I'm pulling out right now.
Number 71, walking with his parents, Michael and Mary Matthews. He's an administration of justice major from Westwood, New Jersey, Michael Saunders. Last but certainly not least, number 78, walking with his parents, Mary Ann and David Wisniewski, and his brother Jake. He's an accounting major from Harwich, Massachusetts, Kyle Wisniewski. Fans, let's hear it one more time for the Salve Regina University seniors. Starters first for the visiting Colonels.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Toppa Field here in Newport, Rhode Island, where the Salve Regina University Seahawks will be taking on the Colonels of Curry College in a Commonwealth Coast Football Conference matchup. Senior day here for the Seahawks. We just wrapped up their phenomenal pregame ceremony. We'll get into more of that as the day goes on. I'd like to welcome you into today's broadcast. I am Andrew Pizzelli, bringing you the call here this afternoon. The Seahawks 3-6 on the season, 2-4 in the CCC. The Colonels 2-7 overall, 2-4 in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. Final game of the season for both of these teams. But as always, anytime you take the field, a lot to play for. The seniors here today got to honor their 4 years. They know they have one game left, and I'm sure we'll see them lay everything out on the line here this afternoon. I'd like to welcome you to the broadcast now, my good friend Ryan Costa. Ryan, how are we doing here this afternoon?
Well, Andrew, you mentioned that these seniors are going to come out and they're going to play their hardest today. They have one more game left in them. And it's a chilly day here in Newport, 36 degrees with a feel-like temperature of 26. That's because we have some big wind gusts coming in, blowing in towards our camera, so keep an eye out on that. That may affect special teams and kicking and so forth. Meanwhile, we might have a physical game coming our way as the Colonels coming into this one with two running backs coming in here. One has 705 yards. That would be Zach Levy, and DeAndre Bursey with 292 yards on the year. So the Colonels aren't shy about moving the ball on the ground. I'd expect a physical game here, Andrew.
Yeah, both of these teams usually a physical game. They've split both of their games the last two times they've met. Last time the Colonels were here in Newport, they spoiled the Seahawks' chances at going to a bowl game, defeating the Seahawks here on Toppa Field in a game very similar to this. Very cold, very windy afternoon. And in that game, Nick Juvelier lit up the Seahawks for four touchdowns. Alex Corvase lit up the Seahawks for 4 touchdowns, and Nick Villanueva, now a senior, caught 6 passes for 90 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. The Seahawks will have to deal with him once again here this afternoon. The Seahawks did get the better of the Colonels last year on their home field, so we'll see how that plays out here this afternoon. Running down the starting lineups first for the Colonels on offense: Joe Roman, Melvin Wells, Tom Agliata, Alex Fahey, Mike Majowitz make up the offensive line. Jason Camera at H-back, Zach Levy, as you alluded to, Ryan, starting at running back. Michael Delgase, Gabe D'Souza, and Nick Villanueva at wide receiver, and Nick Juvelier, the quarterback for the Colonels. Meanwhile, for Salve Regina on offense, Pete Noonan, Blake Ueri, Mike Saunders, Kyle Wisniewski, Elian Telford, the line, Ryan Lawton playing tight end. Robert Gomes will get the nod today at starting running back. Max DeVito, Danny Hoffman, Mike Nestor, the wide receivers. Tyler McGovern will start at quarterback for the Seahawks. And on defense for both squads, Aaron Whitman, Hunter Atwood, James Naiwaya, Carl Joseph make up the defensive line for Curry, Greg Sylvia, Blake Shader, Brian Grimes, the linebackers, Ted Flaherty, Kevin Pete, Josh Gabadon, and Christian Polkarp, the defensive backfield. And for Salve on defense, Brandon Kaplan, Nick Palucci, Jack Gelfie, Suki Singh, an all-senior lineup along the defensive line. Drew Ballesteri, Matt Messner, Zach Katarius, the linebackers, Justin Jantorno, Charlie Connell, Matt Sylvia, and Hayden Pereira, the defensive backfield for the Seahawks. Seahawks have gone back to the locker room to get a little bit of warmth. The Colonels trot back out onto the field now. We will take a quick break. We'll be back with the coin toss and kickoff here from Toppa Field. You're watching Salve Regina and Curry on the Salve Athletics Network. We'll be back.
music compilation.
Welcome back to the field, and we're going to let you tune in to a special rendition of the national anthem here today at Toppa Field. We will step aside and let you listen.
As we present our national anthem, performed by our special guest soloist, Michael Jeremiah Mullins.
Oh, say, can you see by the dark surely light was the proudly beheld, and the twilight went streaming as the sunrise stars through the perilous fight was the way past we walked. Was together listening into what it was clear, but the birds in air gave through the night, and the flag was still there. Oh, say the sun stars spin no matter away. Oh, and land and the free and the whole of the way.
Coaches for athletic.
Welcome back. Andrew Pizzelli and Ryan Costa to bring you the call. Here today at Toppa Field, the Colonels won the toss and they elect to receive. So they want the ball right away here. And it has kind of warmed up a little bit on the field as we're right at noon kickoff time. But as you said, Ryan, it is going to be very windy here today. And you can see the flags. There's a swirling wind here at Toppa Field. And we'll see how this plays into the kicking game. Seahawks have been known to pooch the ball, and instead of kicking it off to the returners, putting it down along the 30-35 yard line. Back to receive are the Colonels. Kicking off will be Angelo DeSano from his 35 for Salve Regina. Zach Levy is deep for the Colonels. DeSano swings the leg, and away we go. Kick will come up short at the 15, fielded by the Colonels and returned to the near side. Slashing up the middle and driven down at the 29-yard line is Elvin Phoebus, and that is where the Colonels will get to work on offense.
And now trotting out is Nick Juvier for the Curry College Colonels. He comes into this one with just over 2,300 yards, and he has 22 touchdowns on the season, and he's averaging 261 yards per game.
Coming off a 5-touchdown performance in a high-scoring loss to Nichols last week. Fakes the handoff here and then floats it well over the head of the intended receiver. We're going to get a penalty. Pass was intended for Gabriel D'Souza, and this could be a holding call against John Good.
Yeah, there was a little bit of contact. It could have been both ways, but it looks like this is going to go against the Seahawks unless they decide to pick this one up. It looks as though Good was kind of committed towards the run off the play action.
So they call pass interference against the Seahawks. And that 15-yard penalty will move the ball all the way up to the 44-yard line now. So an easy 15 yards for the Colonels. Once again, Juvier in the gun. Receiver in motion now from right to left. 3 receivers on the left. Handoff comes to Levy, and he's driven down about a gain of 2 or 3. Tackled by Suki Singh and Matt Messner.
Yeah, Messner was right there in the gap. He saw the run coming, and he does a good job of wrapping up.
We're about 2nd down and 8.
2nd down, 8.
Juvier in the gun. Levy behind him. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. In motion now, man to the right, 3 to the right side. Handoff comes to Levy and once again swarmed under. Able to drive the legs and get about 2 or 3 yards when he was initially met at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, looked to be, it wasn't Sylvia, excuse me, that was Jack Gelfie coming into the backfield. He was joined by Zach Catarias for the Seahawks, sealing up that run attempt, and it's a big 3rd down early on.
It's going to be about 3rd and 7. Juvier in the gun. Again, the same look, spread look. 2 receivers to the right and the left. They've brought the slot guy in motion both times. Movement along the line, and there is a penalty on the play. Julier's going to take a long shot, diving attempt at the ball. It's not caught. Intended for Nick Villanueva, but let's address the penalty. Could be a neutral zone infraction here against the Seahawks.
Yeah, I think the Colonels got a free play off there, and that's why Juvier elected to go deep, looking for his number 1 receiver, Nick Villanueva. So a couple penalties early on here could keep the Colonels moving.
Had been 3rd and 7, could make this 3rd and 2 if it's against Salve, which it looks like it is.
Offside, defense, number 5.
And they do call offside.
1st down. What's out? Correction, 3rd down.
So it will be 3rd and short now. And really you have the whole playbook open here if you're the Colonels. They'll be in the gun. 2 receivers to the left and to the right. Levy in the backfield. Shotgun snap. And again, they get the Seahawks to jump. Fired to the left, and the catch is made by D'Souza.
Juvilier's pass is complete.
Juvier has had a great snap count early on, and that's the 2nd play in a row. He's able to draw the Seahawks off. There's yet another flag. I don't think they're going to accept the penalty, though, as they got a nice quick slant off to Gabriel D'Souza for a nice gain on 3rd and short.
First down for the Colonels. Wide receiver in motion from left to right. Again, the Seahawks defensive line flinches. They hand off to Levy, and he's cut down about a gain of 3.
Levy on the carry. Jack Gelfie with the
The
stop.
Colonels have been operating out of this pistol-like formation. 2 wide receivers on each side. And then Levy behind his quarterback, Juvelier. This time Levy gets the ball
6.
and advances it for 4 yards.
Medina in motion from left to right. 3 receivers on the right now. Shotgun snap to Juvelier. And he's going to hand off, and he's going to fake it. He's going to keep it himself. And darting out to the right side. Great gain for Juvelier. That was an excellent fake. Had us fooled for a second.
Juvelier on the
And he's got a first down out to the Seahawks 20-yard line. Maybe they call it the 18.
Yeah, that's 2nd and 6, so a lot of plays at your disposal. And the Colonels decide to trick almost everyone here. You were fooled, I was fooled, and the Seahawks defense as well, as Juvelier is able to tuck it and run for a good gain to move the sticks.
Solid opening drive here for the Colonels, moving right down the field, aided albeit by some Seahawk penalties. Seahawks show pressure up the middle. Play action fake, pass to the right side, caught by Medina, and then he's driven to the ground.
Juvelier's pass.
They'll bring up 2nd down.
And the Colonels just looking short on 1st down. And they didn't get much out of that play. It appears to be 2nd and 9.
5.
Juvelier in the gun again. Man in motion. Medina to the right side. They fake the pass there. Fired to the right side and nearly intercepted by Matt Messner.
This is incomplete.
Yeah, good vision there by Messner. He recognizes the pump fake to Medina, but he doesn't bite. And he's able to stay in his coverage and swat that ball down on the slant route.
Yeah, Colonels were trying to fake the bubble screen there and then go over the top. As you said, Messner wise to that play. The now junior linebacker from Midland Park, New Jersey. 3rd down and 5 from the Seahawk 14-yard line. The snap. Handoff comes to Levy to the left side, and he's tripped up.
Levy on the carry.
And it's probably going to bring up 4th and short.
On the stop.
And we'll see what the Colonels opt to do here. This has been an impressive opening drive. Doesn't look like they're going to want to settle for 3. And they're going to go for it. So this could be a big stop here for the Seahawks if they can get it and get off the field without allowing any points on this drive. 4th and 3. Handoff comes to Levy. He's grabbed. He falls forward. And this is going to depend on the spot.
I think he might have had just enough. Good job by Levy for falling forward. But this is a tight spot here, and the Seahawks do get it.
They call him short, so that's a massive stop for the Seahawk defense. 3 penalties on that drive, helping the Colonels down the field, but they come up big on 3rd and 4th down, and the Seahawks now will take over at their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, some self-inflicted wounds, as you said, Andrew, on that drive. But the Seahawk defense came up big there. They're able just to seal up the gap. And even though Levy fell forward, he was just short by a couple of inches.
Here's McGovern now in the gun. Play action fake. Fires over the middle. Catch is made by DeVito. And then he is knocked down. That looks like it's going to be good enough for a first down.
Pass is complete to Max DeVito.
And that little play action there opened up DeVito just enough for a short gain for the Seahawks, and they're going to move quickly here. McGovern in the backfield. Takes a snap, and he will hand it off. Robert Gomes with a decent carry as he goes out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. The Seahawks going to move quickly once again. Some quick substitutions, but no huddle. Hand off to Gomes once again. Gomes cutting inward, and he's taken down for about a 5-yard gain and a first down.
Tackle made by Mike.
Seahawks just moving towards the right. Gomes is able to get towards the sideline. And then once he cut in, he bought himself a couple extra yards. McGovern hands off once again to Gomes. Gomes cutting in.
Gomes on the carry.
And a pancake after the play gets the approval of the Seahawk crowd and the sideline.
By James Yamuea.
And the Seahawks roll out 3 wide receivers, 1 running back, 1 tight end here on second down. As they will throw, and it'll be incomplete, intended for Nestor.
Intended for Mike Nestor. Third down, 6.
And Tyler McGovern, just over 1,200 yards on the year. He's faced with a third down and 6 here. The Seahawks missing their leading rusher, Joey Moriello, today. As McGovern's back to pass, he throws it, and it is complete over the middle. And taken down at the 50-yard line is Pat Travers. As Travers lining up on the outside, able to get open right around the 50-yard line, and Seahawks able to move the sticks once again. And into the game now is Connor Welsh, the sophomore from North Middletown, New Jersey. He's in motion now, and he will get the ball towards the outside. He's cutting towards the sideline. Now he's free as he just gets out of bounds at the 35-yard line. So fresh into the game was Connor Welsh. And he gets the ball off of a quick screen there to move the play a good 15 yards for the Seahawks. And that'll get them into Colonel territory. McGovern alone in the backfield, takes a snap, looking for Nestor, and he finds him just on the Seahawks sideline. And that'll be around a 10-yard gain. Make that an 8-yard gain for the Seahawks. It'll be 2nd and 2. And there might be a little bit of confusion over the spot, as the officials will try to figure that out. And going to take some more time to figure it out here. While we do that, Nestor already has 34 receptions coming into today for 404 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's helping out on this first Seahawk drive of the day, as now we'll bring out the chain gain, figure things out.
Don't want to miss any of the action, Seahawk fans. Follow the Seahawks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are now live streaming on YouTube.
And see for yourself, Seahawks.
You can't make it to the game.
Oh, what are we doing here? And the Seahawks just short. It's tough to see exactly what they're looking at down there, but I think they got it all figured out.
2nd down, inches.
So as you may have just heard, it'll be 2nd down and inches for the Seahawks. I'll measure again just for good measure. To guarantee that it is 2nd down and inches, as it is, they are satisfied now. So it'll be McGovern in the backfield, joined by Welsh once more. 11 personnel for the Seahawks as 3 wide receivers out to the far side of the field. McGovern Hands it off to Welsh. Welsh gets to the outside. Connor Welsh is in for a Seahawk touchdown.
Russell's a win for the Seahawks touchdown.
Good blocking by the Seahawks to open up the near side of the field. Welsh finds a hole. He hits it and does not look back as the Seahawks will get 6 points on their opening drive of the day. And kick the extra point now, and it is good.
PRT is good.
So the Seahawks open up the game with a 4th down stand and 7 points now on the board with 7:47 remaining in the first quarter.
Division III student athletes are asked for their support in creating a positive game environment for all of us. Division III experience offers participation in an elite athletic environment that pushes student athletes to excel in and out of competition. Student athletes' involvement in intercollegiate activities contributes to the development of their core values.
Now out to kick it away for the Seahawks is Angelo DeSanto, senior on senior day from North Reading, Mass. And back once again for the Colonels, Zach Levy, standing in the middle of the field. We'll see if he's the one to get his hands on it. And a long boot by DeSanto is indeed fielded by Levy. Levy cutting towards the Seahawks sideline, trying to get to the outside, but he's taken down with authority by Riley Tupper, the senior from Harrisville, Rhode Island. And the Colonels will trot out for their second drive of the day. In the first drive, they were able to move the ball down the field thanks to a difficult snap count, as they were able to draw the Seahawks offsides a pair of times. They also got a pass interference call, able to move the field all the way down into the red zone. They were held up short, going for it on 4th down. We'll see what their response is here. As Juvelier in the backfield, looking towards the outside, pump fakes, and now he's scrambling around. And he will just put this one in the turf.
Incomplete, intended for Villanueva.
Yeah, Gabriel D'Souza running along near the Seahawks sideline, but he didn't like what he wanted to see. I think that was the primary target on the play. Once he found D'Souza was taken away, Juvelier tried to create something on his own, but a good discipline by the Seahawk defense. It'll be 2nd and 10. As Juvelier is joined in the backfield by DeAndre Bursey, a senior from Hyde Park, Mass. And a play action here. Juvelier stepping up, and he will be taken down. Shukeep Singh on the sack.
Shukeep Singh.
As all 3 defensive linemen for the Seahawks, 3 seniors, Nicholas Palucci, Jack Gelfie, Shukeep Singh, swarming in on the Curry quarterback to force a 3rd down and long.
3rd down, 13.
3 wide receivers to the right, 1 on the near sideline. As Juvelier looking long, and that pass will be out of reach of Gabriel D'Souza. They had Nate Medina in motion on that play, trying to draw the Seahawks' attention, but the primary target there was D'Souza. And it didn't look like D'Souza was ready for that one, as it'll be 4th down and long for the Colonels. The high punt will sail out of bounds just shy of the 50-yard line. And that's where the Seahawks will take over.
Salve Regina University Dance Club presents their annual dance show, Retro.
7-0 your score early on here at Toppa Field. 6:43 remaining in the first quarter.
Rogers Recreational Center, and tomorrow at 1
As the Seahawks offensive unit trots out for their second drive of the game. Four wide receivers here on this first down for the Seahawks. It's McGovern looking and scrambling as he tries to float it
McGovern's pass
to Patrick. Oh, make that Robert Gomes, excuse me. And it'll be incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Second down, 10.
McGovern joined by Gomes in the backfield. It'll be Gomes getting the ball. Gomes trying to get to the outside, and he's taken down right about at the line of scrimmage.
Carry. Tackled by Blake Shader.
So 2 plays don't go far for the Seahawks. It'll be 3rd down.
Second down, 10.
Do we have a flag on the play? Looks like we have a holding call on the Seahawks. So they'll have to go back 10 yards. And it'll remain 2nd down.
Second down, 20.
If you're the Colonels, they want to move the Seahawks back. They would have had a 3rd and long if they declined, but now it's longer as McGovern looking to throw, and he will connect with Danny Hoffman on the far side.
McGovern's pass is complete.
Hoffman tackled just shy of the 50, so the Seahawks right about where they would have been without the penalty.
3rd down, 11.
3rd down and 11 for the Seahawks. We'll see what they come up with. As Connor Welsh moves into the slot, it's McGovern alone in the backfield. Curry coming with a blitz. McGovern lobbing it up, and that will sail over the head of Ryan Lawton.
For Ryan Lawton.
So Curry coming in with the heat on 3rd down, and they will make the stop and force the Seahawks to bring out the punting unit. And the snap and the kick, as it'll take a Seahawk bounce as it's muffed, and it's a pile shy of the 20, but it will remain Curry ball. As that took a Seahawk bounce right in front of Elvin Phoebus, but he's able to recover for the Colonels.
Head on over to Newport Indoor Golf on West Main Road in Portsmouth.
And whenever the football bounces like that,
Your game. They help golfers
low and quick, it's always tough to field.
all year round.
But luckily for the Colonels,
Their website.
they will remain in possession, and they will start at the 18-yard line. One man in motion, as it'll be a handoff to Levy, and he will be swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage.
Levy on the carry. Stopped by Zacatarias and Drew Balistrieri. It'll be 2nd and 11.
It's Medina in motion. Julier elects to keep it, and now he's going to toss to a wide open Colonel. It'll be Nick Villanueva. And he's taken out
Cavaliers pass is complete.
right around the 35-yard line.
Caught by Nick Villanueva.
Villanueva, the favorite target of Julier. 780 yards on the year. Villanueva, a senior from Hanson, Mass. As the Cardinals line up once again. Julier looking to throw once again, looking for Villanueva, and that one in and out of the hands.
Cavaliers pass is incomplete. Intended for Villanueva. Second down, 10.
Villanueva just had to slow down a little bit for that pass. And slipped right through his hands. So it'll be 2nd and 10 for the Colonels. Medina in motion once again. It's a handoff to Levy. Levy cutting towards the outside, and he has room as he's pushed out of bounds.
Levy on the carry.
Right around the 50-yard line.
Tackled by Zach Katarius.
And the chain gain is going to move on here.
10 for Curry.
10-yard gain there for Levy. Good enough to move the sticks. Medina in the slot, joined by Gabriel D'Souza on the near side, and somebody jumped as the play will come to a halt.
Before the snap, false start number 72 in the offense. 5-yard penalty.
And the Colonels gonna have to backpedal for 5 yards after the false start, so it'll be 1st and 15.
First down, 15.
It's already the 3rd pre-snap penalty of this game. All when Curry is on offense. As Julier takes a snap, looking inside to Villanueva, and he can't hold on to that one. And he's visibly upset.
Intended for Villanueva.
Quick screen play. It was just over his shoulder, and he got both hands on it. And it'll be 2nd and 15. As I was saying, all 3 pre-snap penalties are when Curry was on offense. That last one was the only one on the offense. As the Cardinal is able to make the Seahawks jump twice already this game. As Julier fakes the handoff. He's looking and throwing. And that pass will be caught now by Nate Medina.
Jubilier's pass is complete.
As the Colonels
Nate Medina.
get right around the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and long.
Tackles made by Zach Katarius.
Looks like they have around 8 yards to go for the first down.
Third down, 8.
3rd and 8 for the Colonels. It's Medina in motion. Julier looking towards Villanueva, but that one too low for Villanueva to get to. And it'll be 4th and 8. We'll see what the Colonels elect to do as the offense trots off the field. So the Colonels will be punting. Ready to kick this one off is Gabriel D'Souza for the Cardinals. D'Souza's punt trickling out of bounds. So John Good will not get a chance to return the punt for the Seahawks as they will take over right around the 16-yard line.
This upcoming week is action-packed with Salve Sports. Here's a quick look ahead at all your Seahawk home action. Tuesday, men's basketball taking on Stevenson University at 5. Wednesday, women's basketball against Suffolk at 7. Saturday, men's basketball against Suffolk at 1. Women's ice hockey against Endicott at 2. Men's ice hockey against Wentworth at 7.
McGovern Fakes a handoff and will get a quick throw off. That pass is caught
It's completed to Max.
by Max DeVito, the sophomore from Cedar Grove, New Jersey. It'll be second and right around 7 for the Seahawks. As it's Robert Gomes in the backfield. It'll be a quick screen to the outside, catching it and running now. And taken out of bounds right around the 45-yard line. Looks like Benjamin Cortez.
Good for a Seahawk first down.
Quick play to the outside, almost like a bubble screen for the Seahawks. And Cortez will get a good amount of yardage off that one. Now McGovern looks his way again. Cortez looking to cut towards the inside, and he's cut down right around the 48-yard line.
Tackle made by Trevin Stevens.
And Cortez, 2 plays on the field. He gets the ball both times. He'll be heading to the sideline for a quick breather. There's McGovern in the backfield on second down. He's looking and he finds DeVito right over the middle for a first down.
Good for a Seahawk first down.
So DeVito and Cortez, the 2 highly targeted Seahawks so far on this drive. Seahawks in 11 personnel. They'll hand off to Gomes. And Gomes will get around a 3-yard gain. And we get a late penalty flag flying in. Maybe some activity in the pile after the play.
Tackle made by Aaron.
We'll find out soon enough.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 68 of the offense. The dead ball foul, second down. That's number 68, first unsportsmanlike of the half.
The Seahawks will be backpedaling there. It'll be second and long. That is a costly penalty.
Second down, 25.
Second and 25. So quite a ways to go. And not a lot of plays to do it for the Seahawks. McGovern and Gomes in the backfield for the Seahawks. And the ball will come loose off the play action, and McGovern is just going to have to swallow that one. As the Seahawks will go back even further. And looked as though McGovern just wanted to pull that one back, but he didn't do it in time as it got knocked loose with the fake handoff to Gomes.
At the end of the first quarter.
And that will do it for the first quarter. Your score, Salve Regina 7, Curry College Colonels nothing. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter.
Student athletes.
Welcome back to Toppa Field, start of the second quarter. Andrew Pizzelli rejoining the broadcast now, alongside Ryan Costa. Always great to have a championship-level broadcaster in the booth with me. As McGovern passes over the middle, the pass is caught, but on third and 35, this is going to come up way short of a first down, and the Seahawks are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, Seahawks really inflicted by that penalty. Had to move them back. And then the miscue there between McGovern and Gomes. That killed the drive right there for the Seahawks, so they'll be forced to punt.
Leading 7-0. Clock rolling here at the start of the second quarter. DeSanto punts it away. Ball tumbles. Fair catch is made for and grabbed in the wind. Elvin Phoebus will hang on right around the Curry 14-15 yard line, and that is where the Colonels will start their drive, trailing 7-0.
And perhaps the wind is playing a factor on Phoebus. That's his second time now where he's had some trouble fielding the punt. He muffed the last one. This one having to backtrack just a little bit, making over the head, over the shoulder catch, but he's able just to focus on ball security and hang on.
Bursey now in the backfield for the Colonels. Three receivers to the right, one wide to the left. Shotgun snap, play action fake, and the pass over to the near side to Medina. And he's driven out of bounds. Gain of 5 or 6 maybe for the Colonels on first down.
Yeah, Medina went in motion. He originally lined up in the slot. He went towards the outside, and the Colonels faked the handoff and hit him right away for a short gain.
Be about 2nd and 3. 3 receivers to the left now, one to the near side right. Bursey in the backfield with Juvelier, and movement along the line, and this looks like this is going to be a false start against Curry. And the officials are going to huddle up here and try and discuss this. From our vantage point, it looked like maybe the left guard for the Colonels had jumped first. But not so clear between the officials, and here's the call. And they're going to call it against Salve. Nick Palucci being called for the neutral zone infraction, and that's a huge penalty. It gives the Colonels a first down.
Yeah, Andrew, I was saying earlier, Juvelier must have a good snap count because all the pre-snap penalties have been coming for the Curry offense. They only have one false start. They've already drawn the Seahawks off 3 times, and it's only the second quarter here.
Snap back to Juvelier. He's going to throw. No one open. Sprinting out to his left now. Being chased by Katarius. Cut down, and he lost the ball. Ball still loose. Palucci falls on it. And did the Seahawks have it?
Yeah, this is looking like it should be Seahawk ball. They were able to pounce on it, and they
do. So Palucci makes amends right away. He gave the Colonels a first down by jumping off sides. He rips the ball away. Katarius rips the ball away. And Palucci comes up with the fumble recovery. Seahawks will take over now in Colonel territory.
And you got to tip your hat to the secondary there. They forced Juvelier. They took away all his options. They forced Juvelier to beat the Seahawks defense with his legs. First down. And the Seahawks able to pry the ball away, as we're going to get a substitution at quarterback for the moment. It looks like Jack McGuire coming in for the Seahawks.
And he tries to thread the needle right side. 2 defensive backs over there covering Nestor. And McGuire, lucky that one wasn't picked off. So McGuire in the backfield now, along with Robert Gomes to his left. Pistol look for the Seahawks. 3 receivers to the left. Play action fake. McGuire look to his left, look to throw, and now darts up the middle. And falls forward for about a gain of 5 on the quarterback keeper.
And McGuire just weighing out his options there, fakes the handoff, gives the left side of the field a look, but he saw a hole right in the line, decides to hit it, and he pushes forward for a short gain, and it'll be a Seahawk 3rd down.
3rd and long, 2 receivers to the left. Gomes in the backfield to McGuire's right. Here's the snap. McGuire back to pass. Now flush from the pocket, and now giving ground, being chased out to the right side, and he'll just throw it into the dirt. Knocked down to the ground, was being chased out to the far side of the field by Hunter Atwood, the senior from Reading, Mass. And it looks like the Seahawks are going to attempt a long field goal here. And for Angelo DeSanto, coming into today, needs 2 made field goals today to set a new program single-season record. And he's going to have to battle the wind and the distance here.
Yeah, he would certainly earn it if he hits this one. This is a tough look.
Ball spotted at about the 25-yard line. So this is a 42-yard kick for DeSanto to tie a program record for field goals made in the season. Snap, ball down, kick, low line drive. Does it have enough? It does! Line drive kick for Angelo DeSanto, and the Seahawks lead 10-0.
Hey, that's a great way to beat the wind, is kick it low, kick it hard, and it works out. That ball was just a frozen rope, splitting the uprights and giving the Seahawks a 10-0 lead.
The Colonels had a good rush off the edge. Thought for a moment that one could be blocked, or who knows, may have gotten tipped just a bit. There were 2 Colonels right in DeSanto's face, but he had enough mustard on that to power through the uprights. 10-0 lead for Salve. And DeSanto now will kick off.
Or will he? Well, we got some clock issues, it looks like.
Scoreboard shows 9-0.
Yeah, it made me second guess myself for a little bit, Andrew. I didn't know if I missed the extra
It is
point.
10-0.
They're on that side.
With the game clock operating, please set the game clock to 11 minutes, 20 seconds.
So they need to put time back on the clock, and the score should be 10-0. It shows 9-0 on the scoreboard right now. There we go. A Bronx cheer from the Seahawks crowd. 10-0 here with 11:20 to go. And DeSanto now waiting to kick off from his own 35. And a little squib kick to the 40, and the Colonels are able to fall on it. That's a really great call by head coach Kevin Gilmartin there.
Don't want to miss it.
Wonder if that had originally been called or not. After the whole little clock stoppage, you get the other team maybe on their heels, just kind of standing out there in the cold. You're not expecting a quasi-onside kick.
Oh, absolutely, and that ball has been bouncing all over the turf on punts and kickoffs today, so why not see if it takes a fortunate bounce for the Seahawks? But luckily for the Colonels, good ball security, they're able to pounce on it, and Juvelier will take the field once more for the Colonels.
And in good field position out near midfield. Hands it off here to Levy, and he is tripped up and cut down. Hayden Pereira making the stop.
Made by Hayden Pereira.
And the Seahawks' run defense has been out and doing well today as they are able to seal up yet another gap.
Be about 2nd down and 9 here for the Colonels. 3 receivers to the near side right, 1 to the far side left. Levy in the backfield with Juvelier. Medina in motion wide to the right. Again, they fake the screen. Everybody's covered. And now the ball floated out to the near side, and is that caught? We'll see what the officials say, and they're going to rule that a catch. Fluttering into the arms of Philip Lebel.
And it looked like Juvelier had his first and second decisions taken away from him there, as he'll have to settle for a short throw to Philip Lebel, who was able to just pick it up off the turf, and it'll be 3rd and 4.
Medina again in motion wide to the right. 3 receivers out there for Juvelier. Again, looks for that little screen, floats it to Medina, and he falls for it. But he's going to be just about at the line to gain. They're going to spot it at the 47, and it's going to be short. 4th and 1. And it looks for the moment like the Colonels are going to punt. Play the field position game here and try and pin the Seahawks in deep.
Yeah, they got about the length of a football to go. But they're going to play smart. It is still early. And you don't want to give the Seahawks that type of field position.
And as you said, Ryan, the ball's been bouncing all over the place. So why not make the Seahawks field a punt? And it looks like they're going to fake D'Souza running back. Now he's going to kick it left-footed. And it's going to bounce out of bounds right around the 16, maybe call it the 17-yard line for Salve Regina. And we do have a penalty in the backfield. I wonder if this could be an ineligible lineman downfield.
Well, D'Souza,
he was looking to throw initially. No, he did kick it. So I will see what the penalty could be here. Holding on a weird play like that on a fake punt.
It will be on the Colonels, it appears. And a play like that, that's almost like a take what they give you scenario. As D'Souza is rolling out towards the left. If he saw something, he would have taken it. Colonels only had 1 yard to gain, but instead he got it off right while he could.
Well, it looks like they called a foul here against Salve, roughing the kicker, so to speak.
Personal foul, number 32. They hit him the kicker. 15-yard penalty.
So it will come against Salve. Roughing the kicker. And that's, I think, head coach for Salve wants an explanation on that. Kevin Gilmartin out with a brief discussion with the official because the kicker was acting as a runner until he decided to kick it. Nonetheless, the Colonels will extend the drive. Juvelier back with Levy. It'll be trips to the right. Then it'll be Levy with the handoff, and he'll get around a 5-yard gain.
Tackle made by Chuck Connell.
So the Colonels extend the drive off the penalty.
2nd down, 7.
And we'll see if they can cash in for the first time today, as they're just entering Seahawk territory. Juvelier takes a snap, rolling out to the right. It's an option play. He will pitch to Levy, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage there. And as Levy's taken down by Drew Ballestieri. Seahawks covering all the bases on that option play. And they'll force 3rd down and 7 on the Colonels. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Colonels try to catch the Seahawks by surprise with a running play. Could possibly get them into field goal territory. They will fake a handoff, go with the pass, and it's almost intercepted by John Good, in and out of the hands. The pass was intended for Gabriel D'Souza. It was a quick slant, but the pass was just behind him, and Good was all alone. As the ball will go off his numbers and off the turf for a 4th down and 7. And Julier and the Colonels remain on the field for this 4th down. Second time today, the Colonels are going for it. Trips to the right with one wide receiver to the left, and Levy in the background. Medina in motion. Seahawks blitzing, and it is caught by Villanueva as he's pushed out of bounds right around the 36-yard line.
Caught by Nick Villanueva.
So the Cardinals move the sticks on 4th down. Excuse me, it'll be the 25-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Colonels. They are within striking distance after that 4th down conversion. As Julier takes it, it is tipped up in the air, caught by Levy.
Jubilier's pass is
And he will go right down. Didn't get a good look at who tipped it up in the air for the Seahawks, but a good defensive play there as he was looking for Gabriel D'Souza coming over the middle. So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Colonels.
9.
Julier looking, throwing. It's a curl route to the outside. Make that a comeback route, excuse me. And it'll be taken by Philip Level. It'll be 3rd and short for the Colonels.
2.
Let's see what the Colonels elect to do here, as they are just in the red zone for the 2nd time today. Seahawks with 7 men in the box. As Medina's in motion. Julier looking, throwing towards the end zone, and a flag will come out as D'Souza, if he could have held on to that one, that would have been a spectacular play. Just in the far corner of the end zone.
Intended for Gabe D'Souza.
Dancing around the pylon. And we'll see what the flag is for. You gotta wonder. Most likely it will go in favor of Curry, and they will be able to get a new set of downs. But if not, it would be 4th and 2. And it will be pass interference against the Seahawks. So the Colonels move the sticks once again, and they are climbing in through the red zone now. As that penalty will most likely put them within the 10-yard line.
1st and goal for Curry.
So here the Colonels emerge from the huddle, ready to go. Ball is on the 3-yard line. And Colonels still 4 wide receivers out. They're looking to spread the Seahawks out right now. Julier looking, taking it and throwing it and swatting that ball down.
Complete. Intended for Phil Liebel.
Looked to be Jack Gelfie swatting that one down off the line. So it'll be 2nd down and goal for the Colonels.
2nd and goal for Curry.
And still 4 wide receivers on the field for the Colonels. As Jubileer takes it, he's looking to fade it wide, and he will come down with it. Gabriel D'Souza for the touchdown for the Colonels.
Touchdown.
a nice ball there by Nick Juvelier on the fade route. Gets him deep in the far corner. Gabriel D'Souza comes down with it. And the Colonels are going to kick the extra point. With 5:45 remaining in the half. That kick is blocked down. Taking it now and running down the field appears to be Matt Sylvia. Sylvia still going. He's at the 25 and he will score. So from one end to the other, the Seahawks flip the script as a blocked kick goes 100 yards the other way. Matt Sylvia, good reaction time there. As the Seahawks celebrating that special teams, it'll be 2 points up on the board. Could have been 1 for Curry. Instead, it's 2 for the Seahawks. And the Seahawk offense will get ready to take the field. And that is just a big momentum swing there. If you're the Colonels, you're climbing back into the game. Coming within a field goal if the extra point is made. Instead, it's blocked and taken all the way down by Matt Sylvia, the junior from East Greenwich, Rhode Island. So now it's 12-6 as the Colonels will kick off. And it's a low bouncing ball right off the turf. The Seahawks do touch it and they have to just pounce on it. And once again, the turf is not kind to the ball today. Bouncing everywhere. The Seahawks just have to stay on top of it.
Swiffy Entertainment is providing all hits at today's game. When you need entertainment at your venue to get the fun started, contact Swiffy Entertainment for all your DJing, music, bingo, nightlife, and fun action.
So here we are. 12-6, 5:42 remaining in the first half. Snap is taken in a quick throw to the outside, and that ball is jarred loose thanks to a big hit there by Tag Coatley of the Colonels.
Second down, 10.
And into the game now is Jake Kelleher, the junior from Hopkinton, Mass. His first pass falling incomplete, intended for Hayden Holm. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Seahawks. And it'll be a handoff to Robert Gomes. Gomes shooting through the B gap.
From the carry.
And getting about a 5-yard gain.
Back by Blake Shader.
For a 3rd and 5 now for the Seahawks. And they'll get a bunch of personnel changes in for this big 3rd down.
3rd down, 5.
Kelleher back to pass. And he will find his man, Pat Travers. Travers getting loose for a second.
Kelleher's pass is complete.
And he will go out of bounds right around the 50-yard line. And that's good enough to move the sticks for the Seahawks. Welsh in the backfield now for the Seahawks. He will get it. Welsh makes a man miss, cutting to the outside. Welsh coming through. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 15-yard line. What a run there by Connor Welsh. Made a couple of moves at the line of scrimmage and then just finding the hole on the way to the outside.
Another Seahawk first down.
Welsh will remain on the field next to Kelleher. This Kelleher faking the handoff. He's looking long into the end zone, but that pass well out of the reach of Benjamin Cortez.
Intended for Ben Cortez.
Second down, 10.
Welsh with Kelleher again. 4 wide receivers for the Seahawks. It'll be Welsh on the carry. But he won't get too far, as it will be third down for the Seahawks.
Welsh on the rush.
They'll be right around the 14-yard line.
Tackled by Mike Staines.
This appears to be third and around 6 for the Seahawks. Cortez in the slot. Travers alone on the left side. Kelleher with the pass. He's looking to the corner of the end zone, reaching up, and it's bobbled out of bounds. And it is still a touchdown.
Is complete to Mike Nessner.
Mike Nessner
Touchdown.
in the far corner of the end zone. And the Seahawks, after getting a free 2 points off the blocked kick, go down and get 6. And they will add to their lead 18-6. There's Mike Nessner getting his third touchdown on the year for the Seahawks here on Senior Day. And senior from Danvers, Mass. And it's a fake field goal as it's flipped. And it will be good. Angelo DeSanto with a little trickery for the Seahawks. He'll get in just within the pylon for 2 more points. So it'll be a 20-6 Seahawk lead with 3:25 remaining in the half. What a momentum swing here at Toppa Field. Just one drive ago, and the Colonels went down, got their first points of the game. A blocked kick returned by Matt Sylvia. That's 2 points, and then the Seahawks go down and get 8 now after the fake field goal. So special teams playing a big role now for the Seahawks. And we'll see what they do on the kickoff, as they tried to catch the Colonels napping on the last one. And the wind strikes once again as DeSanto ran up, and it blew off the tee.
Are a proud sponsor of Salve Athletics. Their mission is to provide the highest quality orthopedic care integrated with world-class education and research.
So here we go, and the second attempt will be kicked down the field. Fielding it is Phoebus. Phoebus taken down right around the 28-yard line, and that's where Nick Juvelier, and the Colonels will take over. Colonels did receive the kickoff, so it'll be Seahawk ball to begin the second half, which makes this drive even more important for the Colonels, trying to make it a one-score game. And the chains appear to be tangled up, so we're going to have to pause for a moment. And while they sort it all out, we'll step aside with 3:20 to go in the first half. Salve on top, 20-6. So here we go. 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Medina in motion for the Colonels. And it is a handoff that goes nowhere as the Seahawks swarm the backfield. And DeAndre Bursey nowhere to go on that one.
Second down, 13.
2nd and 13 for the Colonels. Juvelier pump fakes and now throwing, and it'll just go over the head.
Juvelier's pass is incomplete, intended for Phil Liebel. 3rd down, 13.
Phil Liebel, the target on that one. So 2 plays, and it'll be 3rd and 13 for the Colonels. We'll see what the Seahawk defense wants to do. Are they going to put pressure, or will they sit back and defend the 13 yards? Juvelier back to pass. He makes one man miss. Now he throws, and unable to handle it is Nick Villanueva, as Juvelier was being pestered by Matt Messner coming in.
Brings up 4th down for Curry.
It'll be 4th down for the Colonels. And the Seahawks will get the ball back with just over 2 minutes remaining in the half. Back to receive for the Seahawks is John Good. Long bouncing ball. Good is able to get on it. That might have hit a Seahawk. Hence the urgency by Good to pounce on that one. But again, the ball took a Curry bounce down to the 35-yard line.
Check out our entire athletic schedule at salveathletics.edu.
And we'll see who's under center for the Seahawks for this 2-minute drill. It will be Tyler McGovern
Men's basketball
back out once again.
Wednesday, women's basketball at 7 o'clock. Saturday, men's basketball at 1 p.m. Women's ice hockey at
11 personnel for the Seahawks as Welsh is in the backfield. And that pass by McGovern nearly intercepted by Coakley.
intended for Danny Hoffman.
Danny Hoffman was intended there after the play action. Second and 10. Three receivers to the far side for the Seahawks. As McGovern's pass over the middle, in and out of the hands of Nestner.
Incomplete, intended for Mike Nestor.
Nestor already one touchdown on senior day here.
10.
It'll be third down and 10 now for the Seahawks. McGovern back to pass. Looking, and he finds his man over the middle. And still going now is Fernandez as he's finally taken down. around the 25-yard line. Justin Fernandez with the yards after the catch to move the chains as the clock ticks on. Back to pass once again. Scrambling now is McGovern, and he will slide and take the yards that's given to him there. As the Colonels got a good jump off of that snap. It'll be second and around 7. McGovern with the screen to Cortez. Cortez looking for a hole, bounces towards the outside, and will go out of bounds right around the 11-yard line. Make that the 12.
Good for a Seahawk.
And that's good enough to move the chain gain. Seahawks in the red zone once again, looking to add to their lead. It was a quick ball intended for Nestor, and he will come down for a Seahawk touchdown. Mike Nestor is second of the day.
Touchdown.
Off of a similar ball, the fade route. He'll come down with it and add to the Seahawk lead. So Mike Nestor doubles his touchdown reception total of the year in one day. He goes from 2 to 4 now, with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in the first half. And DeSanti is just going to take the extra point on this one. DeSanto, excuse me, take the extra point. So the Seahawks up 27-6 now.
Hot dog stand at today's game for a great game day meal.
Santo getting ready to kick this one off. Senior day here at Toppa Field. As the senior will just pooch kick it once again. The Seahawks scrambling for it. And my guess is as good as yours on who got that one. And by the reaction of the players, I'm going to go ahead and say Curry was able to pounce on it. And the officials want to talk this one over. Looks like referee Greg Camera wants to make an announcement.
1 minute, 5 seconds. 1 minute, 5 seconds. Thank you.
So there's a game clock issue there. They want to sort out. First and 10 for the Cardinals. Julier takes a snap, and he hits his man, but he will not be able to hold on
intended for Gabriel D'Souza.
D'Souza unable to hold on thanks to John Good coming in from behind and swiping that ball. Second down and 10 for the Colonels. Julier takes a snap, and he has nowhere to go as the Seahawks will surround him and take him down. Suki Singh, Nick Palucci in on the sack as the clock keeps rolling on here in the second quarter. I mean, just shy of 40 seconds to go. Third and long now.
Third down
for the Colonels. Julier with a big drop back. It's a screen to Levy. Levy cutting towards the outside. He'll get out of bounds. It will be fourth down for the Colonels. They made some progress there off the screen to Levy. And the punting unit for the Colonels trots out.
Fourth down, 9.
And they will get the punt off, but some yellow laundry will come out after the punter D'Souza goes down.
Personal foul, rushing the kicker. Number 5 on the defense. 50-yard penalty.
And Palucci will get called for roughing the kicker with 7 seconds to go in the first half.
Portsmouth, Rhode Island, to stay on top of your game. They help golfers maintain and improve the excellence.
And that's good enough to keep the Seahawks defense out and extend the drive for the Colonels. We'll see what they want to do here. We'll probably take a shot towards the end zone with such little time remaining. And we'll hand it off to Levy, who goes down.
Levy on the carry. Tackle made by Matt
as time ticks out in the first half. And on senior day at Toppa Field, the Seahawks run out to a 27-6 lead here at Toppa Field. Mike Nessner, 2 touchdowns. Connor Welsh also opened up the scoring. And of course, the big momentum swinger was Matt Sylvia's extra point return. It's a 3-point swing right there. The Seahawks then answered with 1 of 2 Michael Nessner's touchdowns today. So they'll head to the locker room with a 27-6 lead as we go into halftime here on senior day at Toppa Field. We will step aside as the teams talk it over.
Welcome back to Toppa Field, start of the third quarter here in Newport. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Ryan Costa bringing you the call. Seahawks leading 27-6, and they will be getting the ball. The Colonels had elected to receive to start the game, and they were stymied on their first drive. Came up empty, and they'll give the ball back to the Seahawks here on a little onside kick, and I think that was covered, and it is! The Colonels come up with the onside kick. How about that to start the second half?
Well, he couldn't have threw it any better than he kicked it to his teammate. And the Colonels will get possession of it right away. That ball right on a dime, right where it needed to be for the Colonels. Could not have executed that onside any better. And a great start to the second half for the Colonels. There's Nick Juvelier. Will hand it off. And taken down on the play is the running back, DeAndre Bursey. So opening up things earlier today, Connor Welsh with a touchdown run. Seahawks then answered once again with a field goal. And then for the Colonels, it was Gabriel D'Souza on a touchdown to make it 10-6. As going back and going down is Juvelier. Zach Katerius, on the sack.
That time, no options open there for Juvelier. And Katerius just coming across the line quickly.
And it's been like that all day for him as well.
Third and long now. Ball spotted about the 41-yard line for the Colonels.
And continuing on after the D'Souza touchdown, Matt Sylvia ran the extra point attempt back all the way to make it 12-6, and then Michael Nestor put up a pair of touchdowns for the Seahawks to make it 27-6. That's where we stand now. Here's Juvelier just throwing it away.
I wanted to set up the screen pass there, didn't have it. And so this is a big stop there for the Seahawks. Colonels go for the onside kick, and they come up short, and now they'll be forced to punt. And we've seen the Colonels kind of go this little fake punt. D'Souza just kind of dancing around back there and then kicking it away. We'll see what he opts to do here. With 4th and 19, start of the third quarter. And he will punt it away with the left foot right off the bat. Bouncing towards John Gooden, he's going to let it go by. And it'll be downed by the Colonels at the Seahawks 19-yard line. Touched there by Kevin Pete. And the Seahawks
Salve Regina
will take over.
Dance Club presents their
leading by 21.
Good wanted nothing to do with that ball, and I don't blame him. It's been pinballing all over the turf all day.
PM and Rogers
Just
Recreational Center.
make the safe play.
Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Please come out and show your support.
So the quarterback wheel continues to spin. Now we'll have Jack McGuire back. Everybody getting equal time here today in the Seahawks backfield. Under center, so to speak. Seahawks operate almost exclusively out of the gun. This one floated to the near side. That one dangerously close to being a lateral. Dropped on the near side by Ben Cortez. Second down for Salve.
Second down, 10.
Seahawks look to the sideline for the call. Three receivers to the left, two to the far side right, and McGuire alone in the gun. Back to pass, fires out to the right. Nestor makes the grab, and then is swarmed under. About a gain of 5 if they give him forward progress. But they're going to only spot him just a gain of 2 or 3.
And it was Nestor and Welsh on the far side, both going out 2 or 3 yards on the curl. And McGuire elects to go with the senior with the hot hand today, Michael Nestor.
McGuire calls out the play. 3 receivers to the left. In the shotgun, McGuire back to pass. Protection breaks down, and he's tripped up. Tripped up by James Nyamwaya.
James Yawaya.
And so a 3-and-out for Salve to begin the third quarter.
Yeah, that was just good defense by the Colonels. They're playing man defense, and they had Gregory Sylvia with the QB spy on that play, able to keep track of McGuire and not let him go far.
DeSano back to punt, standing in his own end zone. Good snap, and the punt is away. Tumbling and rolling forward, takes a favorable bounce for Salve over midfield, and will be downed just over midfield by Nick Lane.
Fans, it is time to announce.
So the teams trade 3-and-outs, and the Colonels will get it back
Please get your tickets.
just short of midfield with 11:45 to go in the third. Elsewhere right now across your Salve scoreboard, Seahawks women's basketball here on campus. Coast Guard leading the Seahawks 33-19 at halftime. Getting ready for the start of the men's basketball game. They're on the road at Babson.
The press box, thank you.
Men's hockey plays tonight at 7 o'clock up at the Abbey versus Western New England. And then all eyes will be on the Salve Regina men's soccer team down in Fredericksburg, Virginia. They take on Rowan in the NCAA first round.
And they've traveled about as far as they possibly can, all the way down to Fredericksburg. I believe it's 486 miles, just 14 shy.
They found to take a plane.
Right. And the guys are all thrilled to be down there. It's quite an accomplishment.
They won the conference championship right here on this field. Jubilier not happy with Medina here, making him set up as a wing to the right. Play action fake, flips it out to the left side to Medina, and the catch is made, and he's able to spin away from one man and drive forward near first down.
Jubilier's pass is complete to Medina.
And Medina's been the guy to be moving around pre-snap all day today. And this one is designed for him towards the left side of the field as he gets a good chunk of yards to set up a 3rd and short for the Colonels. Excuse me.
Going to mark him out just short of the first down, so 3rd and 2. Medina in motion to the right, and they hand off to Levy, and he's tripped up. Looked like he was stumbling before he even got to the line of scrimmage. Snagged by Zacatarius. And this will be 4th and 2. And it looks like the punt unit is coming out for the Colonels.
4th down and 2 for Curry.
And Levy definitely was stumbling before the handoff. Colonels are fortunate that he was able to just secure the ball on his way down to the turf.
Especially with the way the Colonels using that little option fake where the quarterback's kind of half holding onto the ball. Really dangerous there if your running back falls into you. Punt is away, and it's going to be downed maybe at the 2-yard line. Great special teams from the Colonels.
With the cold weather,
Looked like Ryan Sugri,
Newport Indoor Golf on West.
senior from Tewksbury, down there to cover the kick.
And a smart play by Tim Perez. He's hustling down there because the ball could have rolled into the end zone. He makes a sliding effort, but his momentum was going to carry him into the end zone. So he leaves it for his teammate to down it. And you don't get much closer than that.
Seahawks will start at the half-yard line. And now Kelleher in the backfield. So we've seen all 3 Seahawk quarterbacks here in this game. And Kelleher will run. And he'll sprint out to the near side and then duck out of bounds. Seahawks pleading for a late hit there, but I think it was a good play made by Gregory Sylvia. He had a hold of Kelleher as he was going out of bounds. Nothing dirty there. And it got a gain of 8 for Kelleher.
Yeah, Kelleher had Gomes to his right side. He faked to him, and then he split towards the left.
Kelleher looks to throw now, floats it out to the near side, and the pass is made. Complete and caught, and diving ahead for an extra yard is Pat Travers.
Good for a Seahawk first down.
Seahawks able to move the sticks, give themselves a little bit of breathing room to operate now. As 2 plays will get them around the 15-yard line.
Gomes in the backfield with Kelleher. Takes the snap, hands it off to Gomes. He's got blocking out to the right, able to squeeze through a hole, and then fall forward for a gain of 6.
Gomes on the carry.
It's good power football by the Seahawks. Offensive line opening up that hole for Gomes, and Gomes just absorbs the contact and falls forward, gets the yards that are given to him.
Second down, 5.
Travers comes way out to the near side left. Man-to-man coverage here for the Colonels. Handoff comes to Gomes, driving to the left side and just keeps the legs churning. And turns what could have been no gain into about a gain of 2 or 3. And he's going to be right near the sticks. 3rd and short.
By Trevin Stevens.
Yeah, Gomes contacted right at the line of scrimmage. Didn't look like he was going to get much, but again, just falling forward, taking the yards that he can, and puts the Seahawks in a 3rd down and short situation.
Snap to Kelleher, and it's fumbled by Gomes. Ball loose on the ground. Let's see who has it. Colonels are claiming they have it, and they do.
Recovered by Curry College.
Colonels recover it at the Seahawk 22-yard line.
Yeah, it's a miscommunication between Kelleher and Gomes. I think Kelleher was holding the snap higher than Gomes thought it would come. And Gomes was unable to handle it off the handoff.
So now the Colonels set up well here in Seahawk territory. 7:49 to go in the 3rd. In the red zone already. Hand off to Bursey, and he's met immediately at the line of scrimmage and driven back by Drew Balistrieri.
That's just Balistrieri sealing up the hole and being strong, as you saw him carry Bursey back a couple yards and then some.
Second down.
It looks as though Bursey did get back to the line of scrimmage.
Second down for the Colonels. 3 receivers wide to the left, 1 to the near side right. Bursey still in the backfield with Juveler. And they hand it off to Bursey, and he finds a hole out the left side and then slashes ahead and down at the 6-yard line. First down for the Colonels. Goal to go.
And that's a solid burst of speed there by Bursey. 2 back-to-back runs. This one he does find a hole and uses his speed as he turned towards the outside and gets it to the 8-yard line for the Colonels. 1st and 10. Well, 1st and goal, excuse me.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bursey still in the backfield. Julia using that cadence and trying to set up the screen to the left. That pass off the mark of Bursey. 2nd and goal.
Just like the last time, close inside the red zone, the Cardinals staying true to their 3 wide receivers, sometimes 4 wide receivers, and 1 man in the backfield, trying to spread the Seahawks out.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bursey in the backfield, just to the left of Juveler, who takes the snap, and I think we're going to have a false start here.
False start, number 20 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
So that will back the Colonels up.
I think what I got out of that announcement was just how windy it is, as we heard head referee Greg Cameron's mic on the PA, and you could hear the wind whipping through still with just under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
And it's blowing right across the field from the far side to the near side. 2nd and goal from the 14. Juvelier looks to set up the screen middle. And there's blockers there for the Colonels, but a great play made by the Seahawks.
Juvelier's
John Good coming in
Mike Delgase.
to make the tackle. Mike Delgase set up on the little screen to the left.
That will bring up 3rd down and goal for Curry.
And Juvelier brought the attention of the Seahawks to the right side out of the field as Delgase was headed towards the left. And as you said, just a little screen to open things up for the Colonels. But it will be 3rd down.
I think Delgase was shaken up on the play. And that stopped the clock for a moment. He'll come to the sideline and get checked on. May have gotten hit hard in that crowd on the left side. 3rd and goal to go. Be expecting this to be 4-down territory here for the Colonels. 3 receivers to the right. Bursey in the backfield. Looking for the fade route, and it's over the hands of the intended receiver, Nick Villanueva. Let's see what the Colonels do here, and it looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and goal from the 11-yard line.
And it'll be interesting the play call that they have. Went to the fade on 3rd down, but I was just out of the outstretched Nick Villanueva's hands. They're going to need 11 yards on this play.
3 receivers to the right. 1 to the left. Bursey in the backfield. Back to throw. Juvelier fires. Villanueva makes the catch, but a strong tackle made by the Seahawks. That's Justin Jantorno tackling Villanueva short, and the Colonels turn it over on downs.
Not a bad play selection there by the Colonels. Villanueva had a chance to get some yards after the catch, but just good disciplined defense by the Seahawks, making the tackles that they needed to make right there, just shy of the goal line. I think they'll get the ball on the 2-yard line to start this drive.
And we'll see Tyler McGovern quarterbacking the Seahawks here. We've seen all 3 Seahawk quarterbacks, McGovern, Kelleher, and McGuire. McGovern now stands in his own end zone and will hand it off to Gomes, who falls ahead for maybe a yard. Or maybe a loss. They move him back.
Second time this quarter, the Seahawks are pinned in deep in their own territory.
2nd and 12. Seahawks operating out of their own end zone here. Play action fake by McGovern. Sails it to the near side. Nestor tied up with the defensive back. Reaching out to make the grab. Has it go in and out of his hands. Tangled there with Joshua Gabadon.
3rd down. 11.
And Nestor sees this ball all the way in, but he just couldn't find his way around Gabadon, who was shielding Nestor away from the ball and made it difficult on that play.
3rd and long. McGovern from his own end zone back to pass. Going to try the same thing going for Nestor, and this time he makes the grab. Falling down at the 25. Sensational grab by Nestor.
And that tells me that McGovern and the Seahawks like that matchup with Nestor on the outside. Nestor versus Gabadon, and Nestor will win that play.
And that's just a lot of trust going right back to a play that didn't work. Gomes fighting off lineman, but eventually driven back. Maybe a loss of 1 here on the play.
Second down, 11.
Clock rolling with 3:04 to go here in the 3rd quarter. McGovern from the gun with 3 receivers to his right. Back to throw again. Now floats it to the near side for Travers, who basically has to play defense there on that play and knock it away from Tag Coakley.
For Pat Travers.
And Coakley has been playing great defense all day long. Not a lot of balls coming his way, but when they do, he's almost always able to get a hand on it. Looks like the Seahawks making some personnel changes, including Jake Kelleher coming into the game. But McGovern remains in as well, so Kelleher lining up in the slot for the Seahawks.
And that could lead to some trickery eventually. Pass over the middle, bobbled, and then nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Justin Fernandez, the tight end.
And Fernandez coming over the middle. He had a couple opportunities to get that ball, but when you get the ball quickly in the middle like that, you know the footsteps are coming and there's going to be some contact.
DeSano back to punt, 2:43 to go in the third. Bouncing snap back to DeSano. He's able to get a punt away, and a decent one at that, given the situation. And now all sorts of pushing and shoving out at midfield. And we're going to get a penalty.
Yeah, looks like Tag Coakley with some contact with a couple of Seahawks to get it started. And just a little bit too over the top for the Seahawks in retaliation. They're going to get called for the penalty here.
Personal foul number 17, 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Ty O'Laughlin, the one penalized.
Don't want to miss any of the action, Seahawk fans. Follow the Seahawks on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are now.
And so this is going to give the Colonels great field position. They'll start this drive at the 34-yard line. We've basically spent the entire half so far on this side of the field. Colonels haven't been able to come up with any points, though. Still 27-6 with 2:33 to go. Handoff here to Levy, and he's tripped up for a gain of 2.
Levy on the rush. Second down. 8.
Levy in the backfield with Juveler. 3 receivers to the right, and 1 on the far side left. Play action pass, and in and out of the hands. That one knocked away by Good, but they're going to call a penalty. That pass could have been picked off. They may go pass interference here, or maybe illegal contact against John Good. That's a bang-bang play.
You know, Good just read that play right off the bat. As soon as Juvelier pulled the ball back and looked his way, Good knew it was coming there, but he might have gotten there just a hair too early.
That's the penalty, number 18, number 2. Spot foul, first down.
And they do call it pass interference.
And Seahawk coaches just discussing with the official. The contact was relatively close to the line of scrimmage, but the ball's in the air like that. Good, just trying to make a play.
And they do move the chains now. Initially, they hadn't moved the chains, so it will be first down at the the 27-yard line for the Colonels. Juveler 16 of 29 today, 92 yards, 1 touchdown. Back to throw here, feels the pressure, fires out to the left, and the catch is made by D'Souza. And then he is knocked out of play, knocked out of bounds.
That's complete to Gabriel D'Souza.
And D'Souza frees himself up right along the sideline, gets himself open, and we'll see the spot on this one as the chains will move right along. So first down for the Colonels.
Second catch of the game for D'Souza. Delgase has 2, Levy with 3, Lebel with 2, Medina with 3, Villanueva with 4 catches but not a lot of yards. Pass again here from Juvelier, able to thread the needle away from Matt Messner, but out of bounds. Medina made the grab, but they call him out of bounds.
Intended for Nate Medina.
And Juvelier got right out of the pocket as soon as he could. And a solid ball delivered to Medina, but Medina just a little bit too far out of bounds.
Second down from the 17-yard line. Clock stopped with 1:24 to go in the third quarter. Seahawks leading 27-6. And we'll see if the Colonels call for time here as the play clock was winding down. And Curry will take it. We'll take it as well. 1:24 to go in the third quarter. Second down and long here for the Colonels. 27-6, the Seahawks lead. You're watching Salve Regina and Curry College on the Salve Athletics Network. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the field. Andrew Pizzelli alongside Ryan Costa bringing you the call. Second and long here for the Colonels from the Seahawks 16-yard line. Juvelier in the gun. Looks to throw. Going for the fade route again to Villanueva, who makes the adjustment but then can't hang on to the ball.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for Nick.
Yeah, it looked like Justin Giantoro just got a hand in there in the nick of time, as Villanueva was camping under that one, and the Colonels went to that play before, and that one almost worked out if it wasn't for Giantoro coming in and batting that ball away at the last second.
3rd and 10 now. And again, 4-down territory you'd expect here from the Colonels, down 3 full possessions. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. And a little sprint out here for Juvelier. He fires to Villanueva, and it's dropped.
Pass is incomplete. Intended for Nick Villanueva.
4th and long now.
Low pass there for Villanueva. Trying to just dig it out of the turf. That's a tough ball to make a play on.
4th down. 10.
The Seahawks defense has been solid all day long. They're really the only bugaboo has been penalties. Trying to come up with another big stop here in the red zone. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the far side left. Levy in the gun with Juvelier, who takes the snap. Looks to throw to the left side now. Fade route into the corner, and it's incomplete. And no penalties on the field. So the Colonels turn it over on downs once again in the red zone.
Yeah, a little bit of contact on that play. Similar to one that did get a call earlier this game, as it was D'Souza in that earlier play as well. This time he's going towards the pylon, reaching out with one arm, and could not track it down. So the Seahawks take over on downs here with 1 minute and 7 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
McGovern back out there this time. And he will stand in the gun with 3 receivers to his left. And he'll hand it off to Welsh. And he'll fight for yardage. Out past the 20-yard line.
Oh, and a late flag comes in.
Tackle made by Josh Gabadon.
Let's see if it's for a late hit on the far sideline.
Whenever you have a Curry player, anytime you have a defensive player with his hands out looking around saying, "What? Me?" Usually that's the guy who was Thomas Chester's. Excuse me. Hunter Atwood looking around like,
Foul, late hit, defense. 15-yard penalty from the dead ball spot.
and it will be against the defense.
That's a product of Welsh just taking the contact all the way until the end of the play. And just a late hit by the Colonels will tack on some free yards for the Seahawks.
Have had a lot of penalties in the game. Seahawks have had 10 penalties called against them for 114 yards. That's the third penalty against Curry for now 25 yards.
First down, 10.
But the Seahawks defense has really done a good job despite giving up all those penalties, all those free yards. Eliminating the Colonels to just 2.7 yards per play. Shotgun drop here from McGovern, and the pass is complete to Nestor. And he dives ahead for a first down.
McGovern's pass is complete to Mike
His name has
Nestor.
been called quite often today. This time it's just on a route that's just headed towards the far sideline. Good ball there by McGovern to hit him as he goes down, and it'll be second and just a couple yards.
Handoff up the middle, and the Seahawks will get the first down with the carry by Welsh.
Good first.
And that could be the last play here of the third quarter. Seahawks will walk away from the line of scrimmage. And the final seconds will tick off the clock in the third quarter. Nothing changed on the scoreboard, and most of the play happened on the Seahawk side of the field. But they will take a 3-touchdown lead into the fourth quarter. We make the turn from home. Seahawks leading 27-6. Fourth quarter coming up. You're watching some Commonwealth Coast Football Conference action on the Salve Athletics Network. We'll be right back.
Enjoying the music?
First and 10 for Salve Regina to start the fourth quarter. And McGovern will fire it to DeVito. And he completes it
McGovern's
out to the 46.
DeVito.
And falling forward to the 44. Gain of 6 on first down. Seahawks moving quickly here. Right back to the line of scrimmage. And the handoff to Welsh. And in the scrum, he is tied up short of the first down.
And Welsh just getting through the hole and absorbing the contact from Gregory Silva, the former Coventry High School Oker. He's a sophomore for the Colonels. And Welsh will be just short of the first. It'll be 3rd and 1 for the Seahawks.
McGovern takes the shotgun snap, hands it off to Welsh, who finds a seam. And he has got a first down.
Welsh on the rush.
Out to the Curry 35-yard line.
First down.
McGovern looking to the sideline. Seahawks will send 3 receivers to the far side. Nestor split out wide to the right side. And the handoff to Welsh. Actually make this Robert Gomes, and he is knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. cut for a loss by Gregory Sylvia.
Second down.
Sophomore linebacker from Coventry, Rhode Island.
Yeah, and Gomes did not have a chance as soon as he got that ball. Sylvia was in the backfield right off the get-go of that play.
McGovern still in the gun. Welsh now to his right. Second and long. Back to pass is McGovern, and he's able to get it to Nestor, who makes the grab and falls forward to the Curry 14-yard line. McGovern threading the needle there in the zone coverage.
And Nestor having quite a day. This time it's on the post route. And McGovern hits him right in the numbers over the middle.
Seven catches for Mike Nestor with 2 touchdowns. Here's Welsh. The left side, the ball is out. They may have said that Welsh was already down. And that's what the line judge on the far side is saying, that Welsh was already down.
Yeah, quick whistle there. So Welsh definitely did get down before the ball got jarred loose from some contact.
As I was saying, 2 touchdowns for Nestor. Big day for him on his senior day. Final game of his career at Salve Regina. Seahawks honored their seniors before the game. McGovern hands off to Gomes. A little stop and start move. And he'll drive forward for about a 2 or 3 yard gain. Seahawks senior ceremony was aired in its entirety on the broadcast. If you missed it, you can go back later and watch it on YouTube at the beginning of the game. Third and 5 from the 11-yard line.
McGovern joined by Gomes in the backfield. 3rd and 5. He gets the snap. He's looking, throwing, and going down. That will draw a flag. Pat Travers was the intended receiver, and the Seahawks are going to be put on the 1 yard line after the pass interference call.
The referees conferring here for a moment. Greg Kamara checking with his crew.
Number 4 on the defense.
And they call it against Ted Flaherty.
First down.
First and goal for the Seahawks from the 1 yard line.
And Flaherty was just doing what he had to do there.
Hand off to Gomes, running to his right, and he will get to the edge for a touchdown.
Robert Gomes is in for the Seahawks touchdown.
10:52 to go in the 4th quarter. That puts the Seahawks up 33-6.
And a solid run there by Gomes. That's all on the O-line. Just taking Colonel by Colonel on the block and allowing Gomes to go into the end zone untouched.
Point after attempt here from Angelo DeSano is up. And it is good.
He is good.
So with 10:52 to go, the Seahawks add to their lead, in complete control of this one, leading 34-6. And this game was close early on, but you can really credit that blocked PAT and the run back with totally swinging the momentum of the game. And from that moment, the Seahawks really haven't looked back.
Right, yeah, the Colonels had the chance to get within a field goal. It was 10-6 at the time. They just got on the board for the first, and as of right now, only time today. But once Sylvia was able to bring the ball from one end zone to another, it's been all Seahawks since. Angelo DeSanto getting ready to send it down the field.
DeSanto drives the leg, and it's going to roll towards the end zone, and it's going to be a touchback. That one got away from Zach Levy. Seahawks have really challenged these Colonel return men in this game. Onside kicks, pooch punts, pooch kicks. Yeah, it's a smart strategy given the conditions that both teams are having to play in today. The wind and the cold. Tough day to field kicks.
And the Colonels also took advantage of that to start off the second half.
The surprise onside kick. The Sean Payton special. For all of you New Orleans Saints fans out there who might be listening. First down for the Colonels. Juvelier sprints to his right, now fires over the middle, and that one tipped away. Justin Jantorno ranging out to deflect that one away from Delgase.
Yeah, Delgase had a good chance at the ball, but the ball was just a bit low. It's tough when you're running downfield at full speed to just be able to drop down and go get it. And Jantoro was also in the area to break up the play as well.
2nd and 10, Juvelier in the gun. Again, he'll sprint out to the right, load up and fire to the far side, and Jantorno there to knock the ball away. The catch had been made by Villanueva, but Jantorno able to dislodge it with the heavy hit.
Yeah, Jantorno just coming on with a lot of speed, and he just hits Villanueva just on time. And that's a tough ball to hold on to, as Jantorno has been all over the field on this drive so far.
3rd and 10 now for the Colonels. They'll break the huddle with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the far side right. That's Villanueva. And quickly Juvelier flyers it his way, and it's picked off. Jantorno, and he is going to walk in for the pick six.
Intercepted by Justin Jantorno and taken for a Seahawks touchdown.
There is a penalty on the field, but it could be maybe for showboating. Let's see here. The far side judge is standing at the 2-yard line.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the return. That ball was placed at the 2-yard line. No touchdown.
Wow! So they call unsportsmanlike conduct on Jantorno. So instead of a pick six, he'll just be spotted at the 2-yard line. My goodness.
Yep, and that sack, I mean, it wasn't a sack, it was an interception, but it would have been if Juvelier didn't get rid of that ball, and that's why he forced it straight into the hands of Jantorno. And yeah, just a tough penalty on the Seahawks there. Jantorno trying to have a little bit of fun on his way to the end zone, gets called back. It will be Seahawk ball with 10:32 remaining in the fourth quarter. But the Seahawk offense will have to take the field after the Jantorno interception. 3 plays in a row Jantorno was involved in defensively. As now it'll be Connor Welsh getting the handoff. Welsh absorbs contact and goes down at around the 10-yard line.
Tackled by Kevin Beatty.
It's Danny Hoffman going into the game on the far sideline. Walsh receives the handoff once again, and there's a penalty flag on the play. He'll go down just shy of the line of scrimmage. And we'll see, perhaps it's a hold. Officials still talking it over. So it will remain second down as the holding penalty on the Seahawks will put them back to the 20-yard line. We need to get to the 7-yard line to get the first down, and nope, all right, we are going to continue to play. The referee just blew a whistle momentarily.
2nd and 13 now after the holding call. Kelleher in motion to the right. McGovern back to throw. It's going to look Kelleher's way. The quarterback connection cannot be made as Kelleher falls to the ground, not able to make the catch.
Yeah, Kelleher just trying to keep the train rolling as he was in motion. But that pass, a tough one, especially for a fellow quarterback to handle in the back of the end zone.
Third and 13 now for the Seahawks.
And Kelleher will remain on the field as well.
He'll be in the slot to the left. Empty for McGovern. Back to throw. Here comes pressure from the Colonels. The pass towards McGovern is going to fall incomplete, and the Seahawks are irate, looking for a pass interference call that they don't get.
Yeah, that may be because the ball is a little out of reach there of Kelleher.
Now you could argue he couldn't get to it because he was being interfered with.
Either way. Yeah, the Seahawks still looking for an explanation.
And I mean, the Seahawks right now are in great position to win this game. I think it's more frustration that they had a touchdown taken off the board because of a penalty. They've had a lot of penalties called on them today, and I think Kevin Gilmartin is going to get a penalty here. He is still on the field arguing with the officials. And they're going to make the Seahawk bench move back. Gilmartin still out on the field at the 30-yard line, chatting with Greg Camera. For the moment, it is 4th and 13. It looks like they picked up the flag. And we're going to kick a field goal. And this is a big moment here for DeSano. If he makes this kick, it'll set a new program record for field goals made in a single season. It's going to be a 37-yard attempt for Angelo DeSano to try and kick his way into the Seahawk record book.
He made one from even further earlier.
Swings the leg. It's got the air. It's got the distance. And it's no good.
Kick is no good.
Wide to the left by a hair.
Yeah, that ball looked good right off the kick, but it just kept on tailing towards the left. So Seahawks go from 7 points to no points because of the flag.
Left in the game. Salve men's soccer and Rowan are tied at 0.
We just heard the announcement from public address announcer John Lynch about Salve Regina men's soccer playing Rowan down in Fredericksburg, Virginia. 13 minutes to go in the first half of that game, scoreless. Seahawks felt like they were a very dangerous team in the tournament. Pass to the near side, knocked away by John Good.
This pass is incomplete. Intended for Gabe D'Souza.
And just because that game is at 0-0 doesn't mean that'll change, as we saw last Saturday, both teams played 45 minutes of scoreless soccer, and then they erupted for two goals apiece in the second half.
Seahawks found the winning goal in double overtime, but they felt because of their style of play, a real possession-based team, they generate so many more shots and corner chances than their opponents, that they would have an excellent opportunity to make a run in the tournament, because a lot of teams just don't play that type of style. Another incomplete pass here for Jubileer. 3rd and 10. And all these incompletions and penalties are making this fourth quarter crawl by. Spread look here for the Colonels, 2 receivers to the left and right. Levy in the gun with Jubileer, and a flag, and this could be a free play. Jantorno again makes the pick on the far side, but I don't think it will count. Jubileer may have gotten the Seahawks to jump once again.
Yeah, it might have been Dylan Nagy on the defensive line for the Seahawks, as Jubileer was just taking his shot. He knew he had a free play. He got the Seahawks to jump once again. So, even though Jantorno made a play on the ball, it will not count.
Third and 5 now from the 25-yard line. 3 receivers wide to the right for Jubileer. Levy in the backfield. Again with that long cadence. 3-step drop. Looks to fire it out to the near side to Levy, who makes the grab and then fights forward for yardage and is knocked out of bounds just past the 30-yard line.
Tackles made by Charlie Connell.
So Levy able to move the sticks for the Colonels as the clock just ticks at 8:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. 3 wide receivers at the top of your screen for the Colonels. It's Jubileer rolling, pumping, and now throwing to Levy as he'll step forward for around 3 or 4 yards.
Second down, 7.
Second and 7 for the Colonels. Jubileer back and looking long. He's got a man downfield, and they do connect for a catch. That's Mike Delgase. Downfield. They'll get the ball right around the 35-yard line, and the Colonels are going to hurry up. Jubileer takes a snap, looking for Delgase again. The ball is picked off. And who else but Justin Jantorno. His second interception of the day. That one off of a deflected pass up in the air. Thanks to a hit by Matt Sylvia. That jarred the ball loose up in the air, and Jantorno able to come under it and return possession for the Seahawks. So Salve Regina will get the ball back, and it'll be Jack McGuire taking the snap for the Seahawks, at least on this drive.
Robert Gomes on the carry.
There's Gomes' carry, doesn't go for much. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Tackle made by Trevin Stevens.
Seahawks defense once again coming up with a play. And fitting that it was Jantorno, as the Gulls have come onto the field. That's going to get real interesting if the ball gets down to the east side of the field.
Second down, 11.
Coming off the field was a pair of senior linemen, Michael Saunders and Kyle Wisniewski, getting the crowd's approval on senior day.
Gomes now up the middle for a gain of 5.
Tackle made by Mike Staines.
And you wonder if we'll see a couple more curtain calls here. Mike Nestor still in the game. Out to the near side right.
Third down, 7.
Handoff comes to Gomes. He finds a gap, runs over a man, and then plows ahead for a first down.
Yeah, Gomes has been doing that an awful lot today. He's not shying away from contact, that's for sure. He just keeps his legs moving and just falls forward, and he'll earn the first down.
And Welsh will come now into the game, joining McGuire in the backfield. See if they target Nestor again. First down and 10. Handoff comes to Welsh, and he is immediately wrapped up and spun down for a loss by Brendan Bettle.
Tackle made by John Jordan.
Second down and 16 now for the Seahawks. McGuire fumbled the snap and wanted to throw. There's no one to throw the ball to. And he just gets swarmed under and taken down on the near side for another loss.
By Cameron Sass.
Well, it looked as though the Seahawks were looking to run on that play because there was no receivers for McGuire after the fumbled snap. He's weighing out his options. It's too late to hand it off because the Colonels were already swarming into the backfield, just trying to scramble and extend the play, but the Colonels able to wrap him up.
Flag at the snap here. This could be a false start. 4:37 to go.
False start, number 22, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe.
So this will back the Seahawks up even more. 3rd and 24. Not many plays in the playbook for this situation. And another pre-snap penalty. And this may be delay a game.
Delay a game. Salve, number 9. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
So we'll go back even further now. 3rd and 29.
I'd say whatever play you had drawn up for 3rd and 24 is probably still applicable here. McGuire back to pass. Now finds a gap, is going to take off and run. And he's going to take some contact out near the 37-yard line. Gets a good chunk back, sets up 4th and probably about 12 or 13. Wonder if we'll see the punt team here or if the Seahawks will elect to go for it. And they may just let time come off the clock and then make a decision. And it looks like they're bringing the punt team on. DeSano with the clock rolling, 3:15 and counting, will punt it away. Bobbles the snap and then gets away a high punt that takes a very favorable bounce out over midfield. Seahawks will down it at the 45. 2:54 to go in the 4th quarter. Salve Regina leading 34-6. And we'll take another look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Halftime at Babson, Salve Regina men's basketball trailing 48-33. Women's basketball They're going to fall to Coast Guard. Right now the score is 68-48 here at the Rogers Recreation Center. 5 seconds to go in that game. Coming up tonight, men's hockey will host Western New England. And 2 minutes to go in the first half down in Virginia. Seahawks men's soccer and the NCAAs tied 0-0. Juvelier going long for Villanueva, who's able to fight off DeSanto, who was back playing defense, and the Colonels score.
For the Curry touchdown.
And Villanueva off the post route. That's a connection that just hasn't happened as much as the Colonels would like. As much today. It was Villanueva with his 6th touchdown on the year. The leading receiver yardage-wise for the Colonels. Scores for the 2nd Colonel touchdown of the day.
And some confusion here for the Seahawks. Wanting to get their field goal block unit out there on the field. I think they may be short a man or two. Colonels will kick the point after. And it is good.
He is good.
So that makes it 34-13 with 2:42 to play.
Yeah, looks like they only had 8 men out there for the block, so definitely some confusion on the Seahawks sideline.
Seahawks still with the comfortable lead. But wouldn't be surprised to see the Colonels try an onside kick here. They've already tried it once here to start this second half. And why not try again? Seahawks trying to end their season on a high note with a win here today on Senior Day. As I said earlier, if you missed it, we did air the entire Seahawks senior ceremony. So later on tonight, you can go back, check out the video link on the Seahawks schedule, and you can catch the entirety of that ceremony and the full replay of this game. 2:42 to go here in the fourth. Colonels will kick away. Evan Damian to kick, and he'll just line it up the middle and make the Seahawks have to field it. Tyle Laughlin does at the 3-yard line, looking for space, and he maybe only gets a couple of yards before he's taken down. 2:35 to go. The Seahawks will set up deep in their own territory, but well on their way to a victory.
And we'll see who's going to come out as the quarterback for the Seahawks on this drive. And it appears to be Kelleher trotting out with his offensive unit.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelleher keep it. That's what they did earlier in the game when they were pinned deep. And Kelleher's a good athlete. He can run with the ball. So the Seahawks not afraid to put it in his hands. And he'll hand it off instead. Gain of 2 or 3. And that will run the clock. 2:25 and counting to go after the Welsh carry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the Seahawks just try to hold on to the ball for the remainder of the game. And if they can move the sticks, they will most likely just keep the football on the ground to keep the clock moving.
No urgency here from Kelleher. 10 seconds on the play clock, and we wouldn't expect the Seahawks to snap it until there was a second or two left. He'll snap it now. Hand off to Welsh, trying to find a gap. He finds a hole. He darts up the left side, tripped up, but he has got enough yardage for a first down. And that should ice this game for Salve.
Yeah, that's smart, patient running by Welsh right there. He had to wait a while for the hole to finally open up for him. And if you're the Seahawks, it's all right that he got tripped up there. He stays in bounds. He got past the sticks. He got them to move. And he keeps the clock moving as well.
1:25 and counting. The Seahawks will just have to snap it twice. I expect to see Kelleher just take a knee here. They do line up 2 receivers, one wide to the left and one wide to the right, and they hand it off. Kelleher holds it on the far side. And he's eventually taken down. A rugby-like scrum. Clock rolling, 55 seconds to go, and the Seahawks will just have to snap it one more time to seal this victory. It was a close game early on. Colonels had a chance to get within 3 points, but the point after attempt after a touchdown was blocked, returned for 2 points, and the Seahawks really had complete control of this game from that point on. Kelleher in the gun, falls to one knee, and a penalty here at the end. Jumping across the line to throw a shove was Tag Coakley, and that will stop the clock momentarily.
And the Seahawks are just going to walk off the field, though, as the clock should continue to move towards the end. Unless that penalty is against the Seahawks. Okay, all right, well, we'll have to do it one more time, it appears.
Oh, Kelleher can't take a knee from shotgun where they are now.
Personal foul, number 53 in the blue. Half the distance to goal.
So they call a foul against Pasquale DeStefano, freshman from Smithtown, New York. Kelleher with his feet right on the goal line will have to just maybe step forward for a yard. And they're actually not going to make the Seahawks run a play. They wind the clock, and that'll do it. Seahawks win here on Senior Day. They really take control of this one late in the first quarter. They never look back. 34-13 is the final. Ryan, what is your takeaway from this game?
Well, the Seahawks were able to get the running game going. They got a pair of touchdowns from their running backs, Connor Welsh, and he was joined towards the end of the game on the scoreboard by Robert Gomes, who was able to punch it in for the Seahawks. And of course, Michael Nestor, 2 touchdowns on the day. That's the big one that really just blew the door open for the Seahawks after the Sylvia field goal return that really, as you mentioned, Andrew, got things going for the Seahawks, and a solid ending to the season for the Seahawks here at Toppa Field on Senior Day.
Seahawks will finish their season 4-6, 3-4 in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. The Colonels fall to 2-8, 2-5 in conference play. And even though the Seahawks weren't able to find as many wins, every game this year they were in was highly competitive, and there were a lot of bright spots. We did not get to see Joey Moriello here today, but he had a phenomenal season running the ball. Is going to finish in the top 5 nationally in every major rushing statistic, set program records for touchdowns, single season records. As we said, Angelo DeSano here today tied a program record for field goals made. Had a lot of young players this season step up for the Seahawks. A lot of the running backs filling in. Robert Gomes really flashed this year defensively. Matt Messner and Zach Terrius really made another big leap. The Seahawks will have a lot of holes to fill, especially along that defensive line. All seniors, but they've had a lot of injuries this year, and that meant a lot of guys had to really step up and get playing time. So I'd expect a bounce back year next year for Salve.
Absolutely. I'm sure every guy in that huddle right now is looking forward to it. And the seniors, unfortunately, their Seahawk career coming to an end. But they have to be proud of the way they played, especially throughout their tenure here and today as well, as they're going to come out with a 34-13 victory over Colonel College here at Toppa Field.
All right. So once again, we'll wrap it up. Your final: Salve Regina 34, Curry 13. I'd like to thank our entire staff and production crew. Angelo Domina is your producer here today. Special shout out to Logan Marsh and Grace Murphy helping to provide live statistics for today's broadcast. For cameraman / play-by-play / color commentator extraordinaire Ryan Costa, I am Andrew Pizzelli. Have a good afternoon, everyone.